All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back, guys. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me all loud and clear. Let me just have a quick look here. Where are we? Should be all good. Cool. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Happy audio videos good, awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday, guys. Apologies, I wasn't here yesterday, but we are absolutely back today. Hope everyone's having a good start to the week. Yeah, ready for another week of London trades. If any of you guys are new here to the Topstep YouTube channel, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for about 7 years, and I mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. So we got lots to cover today, guys. I did just take a break even here on gold in the pre-London session, which I'll break down with you guys. The reasons behind the trade. I did hit around, like about $500, about 55 ticks. However, it wasn't really worth securing because I have reasons to see gold squeeze much higher. But it was absolutely worth managing the risk. So I did take a break even here this morning, guys, and I could have some potential re-entry soon. We'll look at all other markets today as well, guys, not just gold. Let me just bring myself over a little bit, bring this in a little bit here. We'll look at NQ as well. I know NQ's had a decent push up and then a decent sell off again. Good morning again. Good morning, Shao. Good morning, everyone. So yeah, we'll look at all markets today. Gold is in a little bit of a range, but the ranges are still pretty nice. Like, you know, you've seen, like, even here pre-London, I was able to hit highs of about like $500 in this very small range, just trading one contract. So although we are ranging, there is still some yeah, let's wrap up. There is still opportunities to get some good trades within these ranges. We just need to let the markets come to us. So With gold having a little bit of a squeeze lower here, guys, let's do some top-down analysis here, and show you guys what we're looking at for the day and the reasons that I am looking for some longs today on gold. So let's see, where are we? Yeah, morning everyone. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Ready for another good week in the markets. Hope everyone had a good week last week. NQ's been having some incredible runs. And gold's been having some crazy runs too. So let's have a look. Let's do a bit of top-down here analysis here for you guys. Wrong screen. Sorry, I'm on my trading view screen. We want to do it on this screen. Let's have a look at the daily here. So what I am looking for here on the day, guys, is let me just bring this level up here. So my next key level is 3250. And my level above that is 3,300. So let me just move you guys over here for a second. So right now on gold, guys, there is no real jump out obvious daily bias. You know, you can kind of see here, you know, we were here bearish, doji, bearish, doji, bearish, bullish, currently bearish. So there is no real daily trend on gold. So what does that mean when we trade the low time frame? It just means we need to be a little more agile and a little bit more reactive. I'm not really too glued to a certain bias. What I do like here on gold is how you're tapping into yesterday's low without really grabbing any daily highs. So the levels that I am looking for to buy gold this week, guys, remember it's always good to mark on my key levels and watch how they play out for the week, because we do get some very good calls on gold. The key levels I am watching here on gold is about 32.56 and this previous daily low. This is where I'm looking to get long from here. So this is where I'm starting to watch lower time frame buying opportunities, because we're tapping into previous daily lows liquidity and we have some nice highs above, and we've also got 32.50. We are stuck, you know, within this 500 tick range, which doesn't mean we can't trade. It just means we need to be, like I say, a little bit more reactive. Don't be so glued to a certain bias, and you know, don't start just buying gold for no reason. If we are ranging, these can be the days where you know you can give back a lot of gains. Whereas these are days where we need to be a lot more patient and be able to manage our risk a lot better. So we did take one trade here pre-London this morning. We took some longs. I'll show you guys the break even on that one as well. 4-hour time frame here on gold. This 4-hour has been open for about 40 minutes. Previous 4-hour grab the lows, kind of holding support. So yeah, I like this. I don't really like shorts here, guys. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of selling gold this morning. I just don't really want to sell gold at support. You know, I want to be looking to buy this 4-hour support. You can kind of see here on gold, like, look how many times the 4-hour hasn't grabbed a previous 4-hour high before this push down. For gold, that's a pretty good reason that you're going to come up and grab some liquidity, because gold loves to, you know, spike out lows before having the real move. You know, you grab lows, you close bullish. You kind of never really grabbed any highs, any previous highs. So yeah, I do like the buys today on gold. Now, I'm not just going to be buying it for no reason. I need to see the markets come to us. Now, what I do like here is, and this is where we just got long here pre-London, is we tapped into this low from Asia yesterday. We came down, we grabbed it, and actually started to break out nicely. So as this hourly candle here was grabbing these lows, that's where I started to take my buys. And we got long here on gold just a second ago after this 15-minute came down, grabbed the lows, and started to break back to the upside, trying to get this squeeze higher. However, you know, regardless of what we want to happen, we have to trade from that neutral perspective of this is still a strong level. Therefore, I had to manage my longs. So we did hit pretty decent highs from this. You know, we hit about 55-ish ticks, $500, but we couldn't quite get back above this resistance. Sellers, you know, squeeze this lower, and now we're having a pretty decent retracement. So we have some very strong intraday resistance here, which if we drag to the left, you know, makes sense. I do still believe gold is going to break this resistance, but you know, we're not here to trade off what I believe. We're here to trade off what's happening right in front of us. And what's happening right in front of us is we are in a little bit of a intraday range. You know, we're holding support, we're holding resistance, holding support, holding resistance. So let's get the aircon in here, guys. Gold's making me a bit heated today. So, you know, regardless of what we want to happen, we do have to understand that we are in a little bit of a range. Now, previous 15-minute did grab the highs and actually close bearish. So that was the reason for managing the longs. So we had great management there. I'll show you guys where we got long on the 5-minute. We got long here on gold. Stops below previous 5-minute low. Looking for this to have a much deeper play up. Once you came down, grabbed the lows, rebroke the highs. This is what I was saying to the guys. Cool. It's a pretty good reason to start managing. Start managing risk on that trade. Second, you come back into this resistance, although I do believe, you know, we will squeeze these highs. It doesn't make any sense to hold that trade open. So we managed the risk. We then came back down and got us at break even. So would have ended up hitting full stop loss. So you guys who were here for the pre-London session, very well managed risk there. I know some of you guys did secure some profits on that. I personally didn't. I was happy to hold it. And that's the thing, you know, I'm trying to find a balance between... you know, if I have targets, I got targets for a reason. If I close my trade before it hits my targets, you know, I can end up leaving like an extra 30 ticks on the table, which is quite a lot. Sometimes, you know, if the trade's like 5 or less ticks away from my TP, then I can just lock it in because, you know, I don't want to risk everything that's on the table to squeeze out an extra 5. But when I had, you know, 30 to 50 plus more on the cards, I didn't really want to close that trade early. I was happy to let that either hit me at break even or see if we could squeeze higher. Couldn't quite squeeze higher, and now we're having this push down here on gold. And this 15 is looking pretty bearish actually. So yeah, we got out of our longs pretty well. And in order for us to trade this London Open, guys, in about 17 minutes, we kind of have to see how this hourly candle is going to close. If this candle does close below this support, could we then short this 8 AM candle for a little bit of a pullback? Yes, we could. But I will probably do it at half risk because my bias is overall bullish on gold. So if I do, you know, if we do break out bearish, I'm not going to ignore that. Although I'm not really looking for shorts, maybe I can justify a half risk, you know, pullback trade for about 80 ticks before the longs later on. But you know, 16 minutes on gold before the hourly close. As we all know, anything can happen here. Especially with that liquidity above. Look at that beautiful double top there, guys. So my intraday bias is bullish, but let's see how this candle is going to close here, guys. See how this hourly is going to close. We do have London Open, and yeah, like I said, guys, we'll be looking at all other markets here today as well, not just gold. I am going to keep a close eye on gold because I do think gold's shaping up for some nice trades here. I do still like this double top. You know, 100 ticks away is fantastic as well. The market open for the London session is in 15 minutes, 8 AM London time. We're going to get that London Open. You do get a lot of... I do trade pre-London quite a lot as well. Pre-London can give some fantastic moves. You know, we got buys here at 7 AM. Sometimes around, you know, 6 to 7:30 London time, you get some good pre-London moves. But the actual London Open is officially in 15 minutes, man. 15 minutes. NQ did have a decent sell-off this morning as well, guys, which I will have a look at in a second. I kind of want to see if gold's going to break out here. You know, the 30-minute has opened, instantly tapped into previous 30-minute lows. So I wouldn't mind see if we can maybe potentially play a 5-minute morning star play here in a second. I do like the way these are tapping into previous lows without grabbing these highs here. I may take a... Let's see how this 5 minutes going to close here, guys. I wouldn't mind having a shot at 5-minute morning star here potentially soon. If we can close a little bit more bullish. Not quite, not quite. Yeah, the 4 hour could be trying to close the gap. Yep. Where are we? Back down here. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, if we do break these lows, then yeah, 3,200 would be my next downside target. Which, you know, I wouldn't really want to miss out on that because that's still, you know, 100 tick range. Even at half risk, taking 50 ticks of that would still be very nice. 3,200 is the lowest I would really look at right now, unless we do close below. Then what? 3,150 again? It's our first time jumping on this week, guys. So let's have a look. How did last week close? Wow, is there no bottom wick on this weekly time frame? Wow, there's not. A little bit here on the currency, but not really. That's actually, wow, I look at this weekly and go, okay, this is looking pretty bearish. The weeklies, you know, last week we closed with no top wick, bearish, rejecting 31.50. And this week has opened, instantly pushed up into this level. So, wow, actually, this kind of changed everything. Could this be a top wick for this to come down and fulfill last week's wick in 31.50 again? And, you know, it actually looks bearish. Where are we here? I mean, maybe. Now I look at this weekly, I go, this is kind of why I'm much more neutral here. Although I do love longs here on gold, I'm not just going to start buying for no reason. Yeah, it's kind of tough just how this daily is just in a bit of no man's land right now on gold. That weekly is very interesting though. Let's see. Yeah, let's wait for this London Open, guys. I don't want to rush anything just yet. So let's have a look at NQ or something. See what we got. Sammy didn't make it to the office today, unfortunately. Sammy's staying at home today. He didn't get to... I actually cycled to the office today, so Sammy didn't get to make the office trip. Trying to cycle and walk Sammy is yeah, very difficult. So he didn't get to make it today. Let's have a look at NQ, guys, before we see this London Open here on gold. I'm going to watch gold here on my currency chart. 15 digits close bearish, so I'm not going to be buying that just yet anyway. NQ did end up having a very, very, very strong closure yesterday. You know, you kind of gapped down and had this huge sell-off in Asia, and the New York session, you just absolutely ripped this higher for a phenomenal push. Yeah, crazy push. Look at that. Look how many morning star plays you had here. Look at this. Actually beautiful. There. Not quite there, but here, two very nice reversal patterns here on gold. Especially on the 30-minute. You grab the lows, you hold the support, and then you have nice push. You grab the lows here, you hold the support, and then you push. Really big drive up yesterday. So would I short NQ today? Probably not. I know Dakota did get some fantastic sells in slow markets today. It was good to tune on and see him absolutely crushing the shorts, because you know you can see. That's why it's kind of, you know, you're in some pretty strong areas. Like look at this daily here. Like this is a strong level. 21,500 is a big level. But have the shorts already come in for the day? Like, is this enough of a daily bottom wick? What's interesting is you did tap into previous daily highs and instantly start to squeeze lower. So could that be a liquidity grab and this is a fake out and you're going to have a bit of a pullback here? Try not to think that far ahead, but let's have a look here. So that was that lovely short in Asia. I don't know if any of you guys did sell that with Dakota, but it was a fantastic short. But I kind of look at this now and I go, well, if I was shorting this, I would probably be just shorting this pullback into this previous resistance. Here, resistance, support, broken, resistance. So would I still be shorting NQ? Not really, to be honest. This would be a place where I'd be looking to cover my shorts and see if you can even take this higher. How did that previous Audi close? Grab the highs, aggressively bearish. So you wouldn't want to be buying against that just yet. However, if this Audi can close bullish, potential buys at the London Open here for NQ. You know, just playing the range, playing the highs, playing the lows. Secured my day 4 on XFA with shorts on NQ. Nice, during Asia. Amazing, man. Congrats. That's amazing work. Give me analysis on yesterday's last 4-hour green candle. Let's have a look. Yesterday's last 4-hour green candle. This one? Not too short, you mean, man. That's why these, you know, here you close. I mean, if you look at this, you close bullish above this range. You came down for the bottom wick, holding this support. So buying up into that high was really nice here, but it came at the close. So I'll be watching. If we just draw some intraday levels here in NQ, we got very strong 4-hour support here. We do also have very strong 4-hour fake out, big resistance, support, resistance here as well. So NQ may get choppy in London. I personally think gold's going to shape up nicer for us today. I'm really liking the look of gold at this London Open here, guys. So NQ, I don't see anything amazing jumping out just yet, but let's see how this develops a little bit here on NQ. I think NQ is going to need a little bit of time. I did you guys saw me last week. I did hit 33 $200 green days here on my main London account, which is very nice. I took 350 here in Asia today, where we called some very nice gold buys in Asia. So I guess you could say officially locked in 33 $200 green days, which I'm very happy with. And I believe if I get moved to live that these also come with me, which will be pretty cool. Yeah, we did take some buys in Asia on gold. This was our liquidity level for the day. Anyone who was buying here, stop sitting down just below. You came down, liquidate the lows, and you actually had a nice. I didn't get as much of it as I would have liked, but this is pretty much. You guys always ask, what's my setup? This is pretty much my perfect setup. You come down, you liquidate lows, you close bullish. That right there is picture perfect for me. I wasn't able to get it at that low, but that is my perfect setup. You grab the lows, you break out. I have clear targets, you know, from here to here. Fantastic trade. And what was that? That was about 90 ticks. So I thought I was happy with my 35. But yeah, it looks like I left a little bit on the table, but it was a very, very, very nice push. A very, very nice push. So that was my Asia trade today, which was pretty nice. Before then, you grab some highs and end up having a huge push back down into these lows down here. So you've had some pretty decent. I know these look like small moves as well, but it's like, man, if you measure this, it's like, again, it's like a 200 and almost a 250 tick move in Asia from the highs down into lows. Yeah, 280 ticks. Like these are very, very, very big moves. Very, very big moves. So we want to kind of see what we can get here for the London session at the Open here, guys. Hope we can get some trades together. We had some great trades last week. We'll see if we can get some nice trades here as well. I am one payout away from getting moved to live. I did take a payout yesterday, but I don't think it has come out of my balance yet. So the overall count is 9.6 thousand since end of January. So what, February, March, April, halfway through May. So 4 months, almost a 20% return on 50,000 is very good for me. These are some payouts along the way as well. But yeah, I did take a payout yesterday, but it hasn't come out here yet. So yeah, it's looking pretty bearish for now. Oh, I'm not buying it yet. I'm also not really selling it either. I don't have any downside targets to sell it. So if it does keep pushing down, that's fine. I'm not gonna chase it. But yeah, I am well, with yesterday's payout, once that does come out, then I am one more. So I'm trying not to put any pressure on myself. I'm just kind of let, it's never really been the goal. I'm just kind of trying to let it happen. But now I'm getting closer. It's like I can feel the pressure squeezing in. But I'm not really trying to think of it too much. Yeah, so it'll be from the balance you have in all of your accounts. But I do believe, some of you guys made a bet with me that when you get actually moved to live, that these do transfer over. So then you can have daily payouts, I believe, which is pretty cool. Or maybe it starts from zero again. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, gold's still squeezing lower here. We're not even at the London Open yet, though. So let's see how this hourly's going to close. The reason I'm not shorting gold is look where we're shorting into. You're shorting into huge support, big support. Look at this, absolutely huge support. So that's the reason I'm not too interested in selling. We'll have a look at copper as well in a second. I know, yeah. Ash trying to get me on the dark side of the DAX. Yeah, nice. Yeah, correct. Your winning days in XFA transfer over to live. Yeah, cool, man. Cool. Which is pretty good, which I believe that is daily payouts, which is pretty cool. Like I say, you know, this has never really been, you know, this hasn't been a goal for me. Like, I haven't tried to achieve this or anything like that. I haven't tried to achieve the 5 payouts. I've just been trading the charts, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad outlook for that short. We're on there, the 15, so you have to look at the 15. But being that close to the London Open, I personally would just wait. You know, my only concern is, you know, although there is a high chance, you know, maybe you re-grab these lows, this is still huge support. You know, if we want to be shorting gold, we want to be doing it back at resistance, not really at the support. Because at any point, this could just pull back against you. If I want to be a seller here on gold, because there's not really too much to the downside, I want to try and do it at the best possible place, which would be potentially like maybe back up here if you can get there. But I guess, again, you know, if you short here, if it doesn't push right away, then yeah, I guess you can manage risk pretty aggressively. But for me here, that close to the London Open in 3 minutes, I'd like to just wait to see that London Open. See the London Open here on Goldie, see if we get some nice moves here, see if that volume continues. Even in pre-London, although we did have some pretty tight ranges, from here to here, you know, that's still 80 ticks. Like, I'll absolutely take 80 ticks here in the London session. I did have some buys yesterday on gold in the London session. It was pretty choppy though yesterday. I did also have a loss here yesterday, guys. I bought gold here in Asia yesterday. I took like a $900 loss. Trying to get this breakout on gold back up into these key levels that we've been speaking about, and all the way back up into like potentially these highs, like around 32.70 for some big runners. But it did end up stopping me out. So I did take a $900 loss there yesterday on my main London account, but then I got some nice continuation buys in the London session. Before then, New York, you know, what did we do in the New York session? Well, you didn't quite come up to highs. You did tag some nice highs to the left, squeezed out any sellers, and had a really decent pullback. Really, really decent pullback. Where's the music gone? Where have I lost my music? Can you guys see the background music? Or is it? Oh, there you go. Yeah, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute till this London Open. London Open. Yeah, I believe you can actually still copy. You can still trade combines even when you are live, right? I think you can still have combines run in the background. So even if you're trading live, you can still be running combines in the background. Not express line accounts, but you can still have some combines going. You know, maybe get them passed, keep them there in case, you know, you do lose the live or anything like that. Always a good idea. I always like to have a backup ready to go. Gold on the 1 hour last week, showing failure swing at low between Wednesday to Friday. See that as bullish? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Wednesday to Friday. What was that? Was that down here on the 15th? This was a very, very nice reversal. We took we took buys on this day on Wednesday. Was this Wednesday or Thursday? Wait, 15th. Last Thursday. Yeah, we took buys here last Thursday. Didn't get all of this push up by any means, but yeah, we took about 100 ticks on this buy up last Thursday because you were back at 31.50, which was a huge daily level, and you broke back above it. We took a little loss in the London session, and then we got back in around 9 AM and had a really nice 100 tick move higher. Well, I didn't anticipate it would come up anywhere near as much as it did, but you know, even just to pull back into these areas was a great range to play. A very, very nice range to play. But yeah, it was a huge move. And now you've kind of, you know, you came down, you grabbed a lot of day lows, you've had this big push up, you're pulling back here. That's why I personally think this is just a little bit of a squeeze before we do see 3,300 again. But again, you know, that's just my thoughts. We're not going to react off my thoughts, but that is what I'm thinking here on gold. You had this massive grab of some major lows. You tapped in some fantastic support. Really nice break higher, pull back, and I think you're going to see another squeeze. At least, you know, back up into these areas. So I do have a lot of highs here on gold. There's not a lot of news this week though. there's not a lot of news. You do have Canadian dollar CPI today. There's no US dollar news tomorrow, but I do believe there's some on Thursday. Where are we? Where am I? I'm on UK time? Is this Australia time? Sorry. Here on Wednesday, 22nd. 22nd. Thursday, yep, Thursday. You got here. US PMI. So that's the only real news we do have this week. Yeah, you can do combines in live. If you pass them, just kind of activate. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, so you can have them ready to activate if you need them in the background. So London Open here, guys. Hourly has just closed pretty bearish back below this support. Kind of forming a hourly evening star here. Now, my only thing is, guys, the only reason I'm not shorting this is because I can't ignore that we are just stuck in a little bit of a range. But that's a pretty bearish hourly close, so tapping into that previous low would make sense. So for the ones who did short that 15, previous hourly lows would be a good management point. As soon as you tap them lows, you could hold the support and kind of create a pretty big range here today. Don't short gold to go. Yeah, I know. I am looking for the buys. I do like the buys here on Goldie. I do like the buys. I've still got these highs marked on. Where is this? Yeah. Yeah, I'm personally not a big fan of shorting this guy. So we can have a look at other markets as well. You guys are looking at anything else? We can look at oil. We can look at yes. We can look at copper. I'm not really too interested in trying to short this, guys. Like I say, it's not to say that we can't push lower. It's more so just to say that that's just not really my trade. I don't like shorting right into the support. You're also instantly tapping into previous hourly lows. How long usually payout taking time to reach your bank? Sometimes it's within a couple of hours, depending on if it's your first time or not. It depends on if you're doing international transfer or not. I did a video on my channel recently about taking out 5,500 this month. And it was pretty quick. I think the first time was maybe like a day or two. And then another time it was pretty instant. So this is the reason I don't want to sell here, guys. You're just tapping into previous hour lows and instantly rejecting. I'm not interested in shorts. Potential fake out buys back above here actually. But this is the reason I'm not shorting gold here. At any point this can just squeeze against you and chop you up. But if we do close back above, great, I'll take the fake out buys the same as we did pre-London again. But let's see. Let's have a look at copper. Yep. Someone said let's have a look at copper. Let's see. Wow, look at that. Copper with the still squeezing lower. Wowee. Copper with the volume. We'll see this London close on NQ as well. Let's do some fresh analysis here on copper. Blew up 3 combines and found Aaron now. God's work. Nice. That we'd like to hear. Now, daily time frame on copper. We did just have a look at this pre-London, guys. Daily time frame on copper is extremely messy. Look at this daily. Pretty much since all of May, to be honest. We've been in an extremely tough range. Now, I remember last week we did speak on copper about... where's my levels here? Let's get our levels on... Where are we? 4.75. This is a big level that I like copper longs into. But that's a much higher time frame outlook. I do kind of like you're almost trying to hold like a sort of inverse head and shoulders here. Now, it's not the cleanest, but I do like how here on the 9th of May, you came down, squeezed the low, and held the support. Could be pulling back for another leg higher. Goldie having a nice bounce here, guys. Let's see if we can get that close. So copper, again, this is one kind of similar to gold. I'm not really too interested in shorting copper, especially when yesterday tapped into previous day lows of last week, Friday, had a nice strong closure. You know, you'd be anticipating that today's going to close bullish. Obviously, it's looking very bearish now. But, you know, look, if I jumped on the charts today and I saw this grab lows and close bullish, man, I'd be looking to buy copper today. So on an intraday, there's no reason to want to be a buyer just yet. However, if you can close back above these areas here on copper, we do have, which is about 4.61, break back above that, you have some very, very nice liquidity levels on copper. Some huge levels, 4.7, 4.75, some really, really, really big levels. Gold having a nice bounce here, guys. That's why I said I'm not getting short. I'm trying to get long here on gold. I will see at least this 15 close, though. You just tapped into previous hourly lows and you're having an instant break back higher. This is what we want to see. This is quite nice, actually. What would the stops be? Stops, very valid below here for about 40, for about 90. Not bad. Let's keep an eye on this. This was previous hourly lows. You just tapped into hourly lows and you started to squeeze back higher. How to build an XFA? It's so hard. I mean, this is mine. This is literally just trading just gold, using 5 micros throughout all of April and just trading a maximum of 1 mini, and not trying to trade, you know, every single market move and following a good plan, being very disciplined and being stick to one setup, one instrument, one size, manage your risk well, and yeah, just obviously make sure you have a proven consistent plan in the first place, and then once you can prove that you got a consistent plan by, you know, having 100 plus worth of trades, even 200 plus, you know, it takes you a while to get used to the, you know, if you get your first expressed on the account, you know, it can be very stressful. You know, the emotions are all over the place. You're super excited. You're ready to go. But just try and trade super neutral. Like I say to you guys, like even for me getting this to this, like I didn't focus on trying to achieve this. All I just focused on was just taking good trades. Taking good trades and managing risk. That's all we can do here. I don't care about being right or wrong. I care about taking good trades, and you know, when I'm wrong, I want to be wrong fast. What do you mean about fake out buys? Fake out buys are when you break below a level, but I'm looking for longs. Here, for example, here you broke below. You grabbed the lows, broke straight back above. So this closure here confirms that this was a false move, and there's my longs. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to see here. We've closed below this level, so I want to see that be confirmed as a false move by closing back above, and then I'll see if I can get my longs. Pretty much like we did here in pre-London here today, where we broke above, broke back below. As we start to break back above, that's my fake out buy, and that's where I took my longs. So I kind of want to see something similar on at least the 15. So the previous 15 has closed. Here you closed bearish, you've broken below this support. So if we close back above, that could confirm that this move here is a fake out, and then we can take our longs. Really nice squeeze here on gold, guys. So I say I'm not shorting. This could be shaping up quite nicely for us. Now it will need a little bit of breathing room. You know, you're going to be risking about 50 ticks, which is quite large. So I probably will go in half risk again. But let's see. Let's see. We got 5 minutes here. Told me last week, Bitcoin to the moon. We was right. Yeah, Bitcoin did go to the moon, didn't it? Back at almost all-time highs, which I think you'll probably see soon. You broke back above 105. Yeah, see, there we go. We weren't lying. It's still there for us. Look at that. The moon face never lies. But yeah, it was really simple. You know, you even here, this was also a bounce off 75,000. I think it was on the spot chart. It bounced off 75,000. You broke out. You held 95, and you're just filling this range very, very quickly. You can kind of also see this is a, you know, nice big level as well. I think you'll see 110 pretty soon. Would I be a buyer from up here though? Not really. I'd be buying back down at 100k. You know, I'd be buying at all these key levels. I wouldn't be buying here. I'd be buying back down here. But yeah, new all-time highs wouldn't be too surprising for me. Even, you know, 110,000 wouldn't be too crazy. Thinking about long oil on the hourly breakout, potential 4-hour fake out. I like that idea, man. Let's have a look. How did we close last week? Yeah, last week's high looks like a pretty nice target. Closed nice and bullish. Let me just clean this off for a second. So what have we done so far to start the week? closed, grabbed highs, kind of a bit doji yesterday. No real direction on yesterday's candle. 4 hour, yeah. I mean, I can see what you're saying. You know, you had an evening star here. You rejected, you grabbed highs, you pushed down, but you've instantly grabbed the lows and squeezed higher. So, yeah, 4 hour fake out. I kind of like that idea, to be honest, man. Wow, lovely grab of the hourly lows there as well. Almost very similar to what gold's trying to shape up with. Yeah, I think this looks good, to be honest, man. I think this is good. You're grabbing the lows, you're breaking out nicely. The only thing is you would have to, you know, if you do get long from around here, you would have to be open to managing quite aggressively, because this is clearly a strong level. You know, you've bounced off this a lot. So if you did want to be a buyer here on crude, I'd want to be a buyer back down here. There, so I can play this range properly. I don't want to get trapped in longs right at these highs. So would I take the flip of the candle? Not really, because if you take the flip, you're almost stuck in a buy potentially right at resistance. So if I was going to be a buyer here on crude, maybe the next, if this candle closes like this, maybe the next 30 come down, grab the lows, and then you can take that breakout. At least you're trying to get in from the support as opposed to resistance. Good entry on gold. We'll see when we take it, man. It'll be a good entry when it shapes up. If the 15 can close above, great. If not, no buys. Yeah, that was a really strong push up though. Yeah, if oil can come back down, hold these levels around like 62, nice psychological level. Yeah, longs do look pretty nice. Longs do look pretty nice. What do I look for when taking a trade? Support and resistance? No, my main elements is understanding liquidity. So for the buys that we called today in the Asian session, we were looking for price to come down, squeeze these lows, liquidate anyone who was buying here, sit in their stops just down below that low. I'm typically trying to short into these levels. I didn't get short today because I didn't really have a daily bias to short it. However, when you do grab the lows, then you liquidate the lows, break out, then great. Then I'm taking my buys into the next liquidity level from here to here. And that was our fantastic Asia call this morning. Same as the pre-London trade we took. You know, I have these support and resistance levels, but these are more so to understand my fake outs, to not get me into a trade too early. The trade we took pre-London as well were the buys here. Again, trying to buy up into this liquidity. However, this one didn't quite work out, and we took the break even here. So we're trying to buy up into where most people are trying to sell. Wow, look at this here on gold, guys. 5 minute coming down, grabbing the lows. May get some longs here in a second. This is about to be the close of the 15 as well. I may have a buy stop here in a second, guys. This is looking quite nice. You just came down, you grabbed the lows. If this flips bullish, it's also going to give a very nice 15-minute close. If it doesn't, the 15-minute will hold the resistance and hold the support. Where's my background music on there? So we've got 1 minute until this 15 is going to close here. No, I didn't use view. I can sometimes look at view app as like the final icing on the cake, but I don't use EMAs now. Not really. I used to, but not so much anymore. I just like pure price action, to be honest. I just love being able to read a naked chart here on gold, understand nice liquidity levels, and that's pretty much it. It's not to say they don't work, you know, they all have their place, but for me, I like to keep a clean chart here. I like to be able to read candlesticks and price action. That's what I find works the best on gold. How do you prefer passing combines, one contract or more? For a 50, yeah, I'll just use one. Where's my here? Can I get it up? So here, just one contract. Try get that consistency. Yeah, I just like to stick to one. If I'm using 100, then you know, I'll do 2. So how's that 15 close? 15 has, yeah, not the best 15 close, you guys. You grab the highs, you also grab the lows. This is what's a little bit tough here on gold. You know what I love this to squeeze higher, back up into this 3222.2 level. Lots of twos. I just need some volume here. some of my worst trades, I'm sure you guys are the same, my worst trades on gold can be when you just get stuck in these ranges. And they're what can also be very mentally draining. I was hoping this 15 would break out so we could get this trade. However, this last 5 of the 15 closed straight back below, giving that 15-minute holding the resistance. So I can't jump in the longs just yet. As much as I do like these buys, I can't buy based off that 15 closure here. Patience will pay, guys. Like we said on the pre-London stream, we waited an hour for the setup, and then one candle can change everything. And one candle did change everything. We hit like what? About over 55 ticks. What conditions would you look for to put risk on the table? What conditions would you look for to put risk on at the candle flip? Really enjoying trading with you. Thank you, man. And listening to your approach. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Helps tremendously. Awesome. That's what these streams are all about, man. That's what we love to hear. I will put the break of the high if I get a higher time frame breakout and an instant bottom wick. So let's say if this 30-minute in 13 minutes closes bullish above, if the next 30-minute opens and instantly pushes down, then that's when I'll put in my buy stop. And I'm basically saying to myself, if this candle can reflip back bullish and re-break its own high, I'll get tagged into my buy stop, and I want to see if it can push with volume. So it depends on how the candle opens. If it opens and instantly pushes down, then I like to put in my buy stops. You can kind of see here in the 15, you kind of open and just instantly pushed up. Yeah, 5-minute might look good, but that 15 doesn't. Don't worry too much about the 5-minute. How did that 15 close? Grab the highs, grab the lows. In a bit of a tough range. Yeah, it's having a nice squeeze here. If this 15 didn't close so bearish, like if we actually grabbed the lows and held the support, could have considered it to do it in the currency. Now, currency still closed bearish as well. There's also no bottom 15, no bottom wick on the 15 here either. Morning all, good morning man, good morning. I trade GC, depending on the ranges, would depend on how much I risk. If the ranges are like, 50 to 100 ticks, I'll just trade normal minis. Asia, UK time is probably like 1 a.m. I would say. 1 to 2 a.m. Into like 3. It's honestly probably like, you kind of see here the buys in Asia were at 1 to 2 a.m. So it's a bit too late. Like I wouldn't say to you guys, if you are in the UK, like, I mean, unless you're a night owl and you can stay up for it, but don't jeopardize sleep just to try and trade Asia. You can get great trades here in just London. It's all about finding what fits your lifestyle. That's the thing that we like about gold so much is, you could trade gold in Asia, London, or New York. It moves so well in all sessions. Yeah, but don't jeopardize sleep to try and stay up and trade Asia. Otherwise, you can mentally burn out, get fatigued, and yeah, blow accounts pretty quick. So we're grabbing the previous 15 highs, having a little bit of a rejection here. 700 people tuned in here on YouTube, guys. Remember, drop a like for the Topstep channel. We'll be live here all week as well. I'm hoping we can get some goldie trades for us. Yeah, I can sleep at the weekends when the markets are closed. Yeah, true. Very, very true. 1 hour close in 12 minutes. Potential 30-minute close, man. Yep, potential. Yeah, I mean, if the 30-minute close is like this on gold, absolutely, I'll buy this. If you grab the lows and close bullish, I'll 100% buy that 830 candle. That would be a very nice trade. So it kind of makes sense for us to actually see if that can happen. Any closures back above here, or even, let's say, any closures back above here, I'll buy that 830 into the end of our session for sure. But that 15 doesn't really give me any reason to buy just yet. So yeah, I think that makes the most sense, man. I think that makes the most sense. Can you explain first payout on Topstep with number example with maximum loss limit? I'm not too sure what you mean. Like if you're up, say if you're up 3,000, say if you got 50k account, you're up 3,000, you take out 1,500. Your max loss limit will be what you leave in your account, so 1,500. That's why I say to you guys, leave yourself a decent buffer. of at least a good couple of losses as a worst case scenario. You know, I've been up, you know, 2,000 on account for, take out 1,000, then I go back to break even, lose the account. Whereas now I prefer to keep a decent buffer in my account. Even here for my Asia account, you know, I haven't even taken a payout in this account yet. And I probably will do it soon. But I'm trying to keep this to transfer over to when I do go live. But, you know, I'll always at least give myself $2,000 buffer, which would be like, you know, a good couple of losses. Just in case anything, just in case anything crazy happens and, you know, you lose money, or, you know, you don't want to risk too much and, you know, lose the account. But how much to leave is all dependent on how, you know, how big your losses are. What's your average loss size? You know, that will determine how much you should leave in the account. And for me, my average loss is, you know, $230. So if I leave myself 1,000, that's going to give myself 5 losing trades in a row, which is pretty good. Lovely squeeze here on Goldie, guys. Lovely squeeze here. I would have loved to have been in these buys, but this 15-minute didn't give me any reason to. So in 8 minutes, we may be getting long here. We may be getting long here, guys. But this is, although we're not in buys yet, this is good to see that we're also not trapped in the sells. And this is the reason I said I'm not shorting gold today, guys. I'm not shorting gold at all. I'd get out on gold at these highs here, man. These highs here. 3222.2. Because this would be a level where I was kind of buying into pre-London, saying most people probably short in here, sitting some stops just above. So my longs here that I'm going to look to get in a second will be here, which, you know, this is still a 60 tick range. And potentially even higher. Like, my overall bias on gold is back up into 3250. Whether we push that much in London, I doubt it. But as an overall outlook, yeah, that is my overall long bias this week. But on the intraday, yeah, buying up into here makes the most sense. How do you risk a certain percent amount on futures? Depends on what you're trading. If I'm trading gold, I'm trading a 50k, I want to risk $500. Well, I'll just measure the move and I'll buy, okay, cool. Well, this is a 44 tick stop. So if I use one mini, that's a $440 risk. If that's too much for me, you know, I might go down to micros. The good thing about trading here on Topstep is, you know, if you do buy, it's very easy to drag and drop your stops to see how much you're actually risking, etc. So yeah, in this 30-minute close, guys, we're going to be looking for some longs. We're going to get that nice 30-minute fake out here. You broke below the support, you grab lows, you break back above. Longs are looking good here. Like I said, I would have loved to be in it already, but unfortunately there's no reason to do so. These blue lines are just support and resistance levels that I'm looking for fake out plays. So I was looking for that 15-minute fake out to close back above, so I could have bought this candle. However, the 15 couldn't quite close back above. But yes, previous big support where we took longs earlier. You broke back below it. So if I want to go long, well, then I want to see closures back above. Here, close back above, hold it, then I'll go long. So it's just just a nice previous level. It's a really, really, really nice squeezer, guys. So although I'm not in the longs just yet, because that 15 didn't give me any reason to buy this 15, as soon as this candle closes, we're absolutely going to get in long. And at least we are not the ones trying to short this. That's what I said. I don't want to be a seller. I want to be buying gold here. I want to be buying. I was up on my XFA through a lot of consistency, and then since last week, Wednesday, I broke my rules and started to lose myself. I've taken $500 withdrawal already, but now my account is minus 90 withdrawal. No. It would just, you'd have to look at your MLM, max loss limit. Depends on how much you were up. Maybe you hadn't hit the break-even threshold yet, which is surprising. But it should take you on the max loss limit, man. Yeah, if you get 5 payouts, yeah, you're moving to live. So I only need one more payout on my London account here, and then I will potentially get moved. That's why I'm not really trying to take too much out of my Asia account here, because I wouldn't mind bringing this with me. But we'll see. 32.18 resistance. Yep, definitely. But if we were going to bounce that, we would have done it already. We tried to bounce it earlier. So now if you start bouncing again, they'll bring in some sellers and then we can squeeze it. Yep. When you look for a top or no bottom wicks, how big do you want the wick to be? I don't really think about that, to be honest, man. I don't really think about how big could the wick be. Just trade what's right in front of you. As long as you have a wick, then great. Doesn't matter how big it is, as long as we have something. Which you can see here, there is a little bit of a bottom wick on this 15. But I am looking on my currency chart here, which I do like to correlate, and there isn't a bottom wick. So that's the reason I haven't jumped in this just yet. But the bottom wick depends on where my levels are. You know, if I have a level here, we close above. Well, then I probably want a little bit of a bottom wick to hold this level, and then I can take it. So it kind of depends on yeah, it depends on how big my levels are. Hopefully we don't just push from here, Goldie. Stops will just be any closure against me. Depends. If we close above, we hold this level. Well, then I don't know, any closure back below there would probably be a pretty normal, pretty valid stop loss. Sorry. This is a lovely, lovely push here as well, guys. Lovely, lovely, lovely push. Great, great call. So we want to ideally, you know, maybe a bottom wick even into previous 5-minute lows would be fantastic. Bring in some sellers, start rejecting from this area, and we'll see if we can squeeze it. You're getting a lovely, lovely push here. Lovely push. Considering a bit of a range, it's which is not the cleanest of ranges. Like, look at this 30-minute. You know, I know we're very zoomed in on the 5-minute, but look at this range. We're not actually doing anything here. So to call this nice squeeze here is good. So I want to see if I can get it here in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, we're going to get that first 30-minute close, the London session, and then we're going to try and get some longs. I want to get some longs. If we just rip these highs, then, you know, we'll see how we react around here. But yeah, I like this range. Yeah, caught the range. Yeah, nice. Where did you get it from, man? Did you just take it at the lows for a bit of a play from here? You broke below, you broke back above, grabbed lows, broke out. What you got? 70 ticks there. Nice, nice range play there, man. NQ's pumping. That's not good. NQ's pumping. Yeah, wow, look at that. Lovely push. So if NQ's pushing, gold could squeeze low, which is not really what we want to see. Let's see, 1 minute here, guys. Ooh, 75 ticks. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful work. 75 ticks on a Tuesday morning is amazing, man. In a you know, like I say, if you guys are catching good moves, zoom out. Like, this is a very tough range. So if you are locking in some good gains here, well done. Very, very well done. You're playing the range well. I did it. I had a nice shot pre-London, but I haven't got it back here just yet. But if this 30-minute closes like it's going to close above that previous 30-minute high, yeah, then I'm looking to play this range. I would look to manage at these previous highs, but I may see if you can squeeze this higher. It depends on the volume, to be honest. Like I mentioned at the start of the stream, guys, we do have to be very reactive today. There's not a whole lot of news. So let's see this 30-minute close. Ideally, we close above this 30-minute high. Ideally. And then we can confirm the fake out, and then we can take it. But yeah, gold is, even if you look at gold on the daily right now, guys, we are at a big make or break level. Grabbing previous day lows, I really do like these buys today. I really do. Up into yesterday's high looks really nice. I won't hold that long in the London session, but for you guys who are going to be trading into New York, be watching these levels at 32.50 up into 32.56. That's kind of my overall thought process today. 20 seconds here, we're going to get this 30-minute close, guys. Let's see if we can get long below previous 5-minute lows here. Long below previous 5-minute lows is what I'm looking for. So if we can open, instantly wick down, fantastic. Fantastic. Coming down for an instant bottom wick here, which is nice. Can we tap into previous lows? Are we going to be able to squeeze that low here, gold? Let me have a look at the currency here. Beautiful 30-minute fake out. Nice closure back above. Yeah, I'm getting long one contract here, guys. Don't know what accent went there. I'm only going in half risk here, guys. I'm going to enter in more. If we can tap into these lows, I'll enter more. I'm trading on my 100k here, so I would be trading 2 contracts. but I'm only going to go in half risk here because we may just push it from here. That was a pretty strong 30-minute close, and I wouldn't want to miss it because I want a perfect entry. So I'm happy to go in for a little bit now and see if we can push. That was a really nice 30-minute close there. Really, really nice 30-minute close, and down to an instant bottom wick. If we can tap into 5-minute lows, I will enter in my second contract on the break of the high. So if we can get down into here, I'll try get in one more. I'm not going to set a hard TP, guys. You know where I'm looking to manage around these highs, but I'm not going to set a hard TP because I want to see if we're going to get some I want to see if we're going to get some volume. Let's see if we can get some volume here on Goldie. We need to hold above here. Hold above as long as we hold above 32.16, longs are nice. If we close back below, you may start to range, so I will manage aggressively. I want to see us hold back above this level. And I want to see this 30-minute, you know, this 30-minute here. Look out, it's kind of chopping here. Here, how you grab the lows and actually engulfed back above the previous. Well, then I'd want to see this 30 continue pushing. If that's going to be a true fake out and a true liquidity grab, we want to see us drive. I want to see us drive, Goldie. Let's have a look at the 5-minute here. Tap of the 5-minute lows, and I will put in a buy stop again. Let's see. Let's see. But yeah, I'm in half risk here, guys. We'll do the second contract here in a second. You kind of got a little trend line coming down here as well. Probably bringing in some more sellers off that. All right, it's happening to the lows here, guys. So if we start re-breaking this high, I'm going to enter in one more. Enter in one more. I trade 2 contracts on my 100k here. Let me let's change this to where are we? Let's change this to ticks. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that dollar. We want to see the ticks because I'm going to go in for 2 contracts. Flipping here. Currently, I'm not in one more yet. Let me just see. He just tapped into the 5-minute lows, which is quite nice. Let me. Where do we do? So we just came into the previous 5 lows, started to reject. 2 minutes until this 5 is going to close. Could have just got long below that 5. Actually would have been a nicer entry. But sometimes you never know if it's just going to open and keep ripping or come down. No buy stop for me just yet. Not yet, not yet. Yeah, 30-minute fake outs are one of my favorite setups on gold, to be honest. Ideally, it doesn't happen when the range is as choppy as this. But yeah, 30-minute fake out is what I took here today in Asia. Here, you know, you grab lows, close bullish, and that gave, you know, about 100 ticks here in Asia. Literally the exact same setup. You grab the lows, you closed out. That's where we took some Asia buys here today. Very, very nice play. So it has to, you know, it has to complement with my overall analysis, which is overall bullish. You know, you don't want to just take every fake out because it's a fake out. But if it follows my overall daily direction and it's at a good level of, you know, support, even here last week, no, sorry, here yesterday actually, you grab the lows, you close bullish. Like, look at this one yesterday. It was a absolute monster of a move. You kind of did it here, didn't really push too much because you came right into resistance. But yeah, 30-minute fake outs are probably one of my favorite plays. Like even here, you know, you grab lows, you close bullish. Had about a nice 80 tick scalp here. So yeah, they can be very nice. But my only concern with this one here today is, you know, it's a little bit of a range. That's why I've only got in half risk here, guys. If you wonder why I'm not going in full risk, it's because it's not the cleanest of ranges. But I still want to give it a shot because I still want to see if it can push. How much volume was that? Yeah, 100 ticks is still very nice. You can't complain. Can't complain. A valid stop loss is just any closure against me. Any closure back below this level would invalidate the trade. Therefore, that would be a good reason to get out. Yeah, any closure against me, I'd say probably on the 15. A 5-minute closure wouldn't matter too much. I'd say a 15 closure against me would be a pretty good reason to manage. Let's see, 15. Yeah, 15 broke out nicely as well. So I'd say any 15 closure back below this level would kind of invalidate this trade. Therefore, that would be a good reason to exit. So that would be a pretty, you know, decent stop, which from where I am, any closure back below here, risking 20 ticks, maybe. 10 to 20 ticks. Any closure back below here? You know, because I see here you grabbed lows, you broke out. You just want to see that volume. So yeah, 5-minute closure against me. I'm not really too bothered here, guys. If the 5-minute does close back below, I want to see a 15 closure against me would be a good reason for me to exit this. If we grab these 5 lows and re-break the high, I may go in here. Did you just grab the lows? Yeah, you did just tap into the lows there. I'm trying to see if I can maybe potentially another buy stop here. Ah, may have just missed that. There was another buy entry there, guys. Did you grab it on the currency? Yeah, you did. You just tapped into the 5 lows. There was a potential second entry there. My management for this trade as well will be, you know, as soon as you start tapping these highs, I will probably manage risk. I'm not going to secure anything. I'm trying to play it back up into here, but this would be a pretty good level if you've got anyone who's, you know, maybe jumping in some shorts right now, sitting some stops above here or here. That's kind of my thought process here. We just need that volume. To change the ticks, you just go on settings here, and on charts and data. Here you can do dollar, percent, points, ticks. I like to do it in I like to measure ticks on gold. I like to measure ticks. Ah, that would be a great re-entry there, guys. A really nice flip break of the high there. That would have been a great re-entry. I meant to put in another buy stop there. So you're tapping into these highs here. Anyone who is selling here, guys, is getting squeezed out, which is what we want to see. I actually should have put in a second buy order on the break of this high. I just wasn't quick enough. The reason for putting in a second buy here is because the currency did grab the previous 5-minute lows, which was a nice liquidity grab. Yeah, stop low current 5 is definitely valid, man. I'm just going to go break even here, to be honest, guys. So getting about 29 ticks here. 31 ticks. Anyone who's selling here, guys, getting squeezed out. This is the whole thought process we were been looking for all morning. Like I say, normal markets I'd be in from down here, but I had no real reason to get in. But as soon as we do push, yeah, great. Aaron, any tips for over-hesitating trades? Yes, that's a very good point, man. As soon as I get out this trade, that's a fantastic point. I have lots of tips for that. So anyone who, if we do start rejecting from here as well, guys, you'll get people jumping in shorts, putting their stops above. So there's a good reason to see this squeeze higher. First gold trade, nice, nice. That's the goal here. Convert all you guys to gold traders. Look at this lovely push here, guys. In with the volume. Beautiful push. Beautiful push. Beautiful push. All right, the currency is coming up into the highs here, guys. Currency's liquidating the highs. Up about 40 ticks here. 47. Tagging the highs. Are you going to get there, Goldie? 43. Currency did just tag the highs. 41 ticks. Yeah, I'm going to lock that in there, guys. I'm going to lock that in. I'm locking that in there, guys. 40 ticks in about 5 minutes. 40 ticks in about 5 minutes. One contract, $400. I will take that. You didn't quite grab these highs here, guys, but like I say, I watched the currency chart, and the currency has just tapped into the highs. So yeah, I'm out of that trade, guys. At one contract, I made back that small break-even trade, which was just fees, I think. And yeah, 40 ticks. So yeah. Very nice trade there, guys. Very, very nice trade. Nice 30-minute fake out. Exact same trade that I took here pre-London, guys. It just didn't work pre-London. I got sorry, what did I get? If I'd actually locked it in London. So pre-London session, guys, here, we did the exact same thing. It got me at break even here in the London session. However, I wait. I stay patient. I don't get emotional. When it becomes valid again, I get straight back in. You know, I took a break even. I was up $500 here in the pre-London session in 10 minutes. It stopped me out at break even. I don't get emotional. I accept it. I wait, and I get right back in when the trade presents itself again. You know, there's no. I don't start buying down here because I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, I'm emotional. I wait. I go, yeah, I was up 50 ticks. It's a little bit annoying. As soon as the opportunity gives me a chance to get right back in, I'm right back in. So yeah, nice trade there, guys. If you guys did get that trade, well done. You guys on YouTube, post a W in the chat if you guys did get that trade. You guys on Zoom, well done as well. Lovely call there, guys. More importantly, the understanding behind this trade, guys, isn't just you guys just copy this trade. This isn't financial advice. This is, you know, for educational purposes. The most important thing here, guys, is you understanding why I was going long, why I was waiting for the breakout, why I was waiting for the bottom wick. You know, we called buys below literally that 5-minute low. And it was a very, 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 very nice push. I only took it at half risk as well, but, you know, half risk, $370 in 10 minutes. Yeah, I can't complain. So I'm up 370 here on my 100K on Topstep. And I'm also up 350 here on my main London account. So, yeah, nice play. Perfect timing. Yeah, nice. Sean got the trade right before he gets on his flight. Nice work, man. Nice work. Airport trading. Yeah, good job. I only took this at half risk as well, guys. So if you guys did get it at full risk, or you got, you know, a little bit of it, well done. Like I say, these aren't calls just for you guys to copy trades blindly. These are for you guys to understand the reasons behind this trade, so you guys can take these trades on your own and absolutely crush these Topstep accounts and get these payouts. You know, these are what these streams are all about, guys. So if you did get it, fantastic work. We're going to convert everyone to gold traders. Wow, look at that, everyone getting the bank. Amazing work, guys. Amazing work. Beautiful work, guys. Good job. Had pretty much like very little drawdown there as well, guys. I actually, and as well, guys, you know, I was saying it, I didn't quite get it, but I actually meant to get in on the buy of this candle here as well. I actually should have put in another buy stop here. I just wasn't quick enough. I was too busy explaining it. So I had my initial buy from here. As soon as you re-grab the lows, I had meant to have in my second order there. I just wasn't quick enough to execute. But it pretty much did exactly what I said. Got to attend the meeting. Cheers to the stream, Aaron. Yeah, nice one, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone just using me. Everyone's taking the trade and just leaving me. I see how it is. I enjoy my. I'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, it pretty much did exactly what we said, guys. You came down, you tapped into the previous 5-minute lows. I should have entered in my second position from there. And you know, at 2 contracts, $1,000 trade in 10 minutes. Very nice. Very, very nice. 100% Craig. 100%. Yeah, you guys on YouTube, remember, drop a like for the Topstep stream. Remember, guys, drop a like and subscribe as well. We go live here every single day in the London session. I trade pre-London on my channel as well. We did actually take the exact same trade. We took the exact same trade here again. Sean, take your ticks and dip, lads. Yeah, everyone's leaving me. What's that about? The best time to enter in another micro, which is a great question, was here. I actually meant to enter in another position here. The reason I didn't is because I was too busy talking it through with you guys, but it was very fast. But as you re-grab the previous lows, which it doesn't look like it did here, guys, I do have a TradingView currency chart up here as well, which it did actually grab the lows. So I had an initial entry from here. As it grabbed the lows and pretty much held this level, I should have been in another buy stop on the flip of this candle. But it just happened very, very fast. But yeah, that would have been the second entry because you came down. And remember, guys, as this candle closed here, guys, remember, you know, so one of you guys said, where's your ideal bottom wick entry, or what size should your bottom wick be? Remember I said it's not really about how big the bottom wick is, but it's if I can stack it up with other confluences. Which for me here, before it even happened, guys, I said, if this 30-minute can come down, tap into the previous 30-minute lows, this is going to give us a great buy. And that's literally exactly what we did here, guys. So in terms of where do you want to see the bottom wick? Well, I stack it up with the lower time frame confluences, which is previous 5-minute lows. Look at this for a push here, guys. Wow, what a push. Are you guys still holding? I was only in for 1. If I was in for 2, you know, I would have liked to close 1 and held the other, but I was only in for 1. So given how range bound we have been today, I was happy to just lock it in. Do you have your setups on YouTube? Yeah, I do a lot of trade breakdowns. I do a lot of trade breakdowns on my channel as well. Topstep have kindly pinned it in the description of this video. First stream of the week though, good way to start the week here, guys. If you do have runners here, guys, you know, given how range bound we have been today, this would be a pretty strong area. I'd be pretty happy to manage that. What would you be hitting highs of there? You know, 70 ticks. Considering how range bound we have been, and we haven't really done that much today, that's a pretty good trade. But again, this is why I said, guys, I said to you, when we were all the way down here, guys, I said, I'm not comfortable selling this. I don't want to be a seller here on gold. I want to be a buyer here. So when I want to be a buyer down here, all I want to see is a fake out confirmation. If this 15-minute here had closed above, I would have been buying this candle. However, this 15 couldn't quite close above. I don't get FOMO when this candle pushes out. I don't start revenge trading. I don't start going on tilt. I just go, oh, that's a little bit annoying. Let me just see how the next 15-minute candle closes. Oh, cool. This 15-minute close was also the close of the 30-minute. Wow, that's a fantastic 30-minute close. Great. There's still plenty of room for me to get my trade. And it ended up having a really, really, really nice push. So, yeah, like I said, guys, it would have been great if we'd got in from down here. I was looking for the buys from down here. Higher time frame, couldn't quite give it. That's fine. Accept it. Wait. Once it does shape up, I'll absolutely get in. But yeah, we go live here every single day, guys. 7:30 until 9 a.m. London time. Every single day. Every single day. So if you guys are new here, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the Topstep YouTube channel. We go live here every day. The wins, the losses, everything. You guys will see me, I'm trading on the 100K here today, but you guys will see me trading my main account here on Topstep that we have had since January. So, you guys will see the wins, the losses, the management, absolutely everything. That's what these streams are all about. Came down, grabbed the private low, still squeezing high here, guys. What a lovely push. And we were in with the volume there. You've been yeah, 100%. The thing is, like, I don't think it's going to push here in London, but my bias today, guys, is I think it'll probably come in the New York session, but my bias is buying all the way up into 32.56. 32.56 is my bullish bias here on gold today, guys. It was my bullish bias yesterday. Couldn't quite get there. Still got some great profits. It's the exact same here today again. 32.56. Be watching 32.56 here, guys. I think people who are taking, big swing trades here on gold, I think you have a lot of liquidity sitting above there. So overall bias, you'll probably get more entries after. 32.56 is the key. 32.56. Yeah, be watching these levels on your charts here, guys. They don't always play out when we are live on stream, but they absolutely do for the rest of the day. So these are the two main liquidity levels I'm watching here on gold. 32.56 and 32.71. Two very, very big levels. Wow, bro, if I had more than one contract, I would love to hold a runner on that. That's why if you guys are, trading on a 50 and you're just trading one mini, sometimes it is good to trade micros just so you can hold runners. Yeah, nice target this as well. Yeah, nice. Closed it manually, but had a hard TP set because I'm on a combine. Yeah, nice. Pass it tomorrow. Yeah, amazing. Yep, beautiful. Good job on getting the trade. You pass it not hopefully tomorrow when the next opportunity presents itself. Yeah. XAU USD. Where do you live, or where do I live? I live in the Gold Coast in Australia, man. It's currently 10 to 6 p.m. here. 10 to 6 p.m. here. We're making some good trades with you guys. I'm down here on the Gold Coast in Australia. So I'm on the London session for me is at like about 2 until 7 p.m., which is quite nice. I do trade and watch pre-London as well. 76 ticks for me. Thank you, Aaron. Amazing work, man. Amazing work. Amazing. I'll try and do a trade breakdown on this one as well at some point, guys. As well as we did have some incredible gold buys on Friday as well, which I haven't yet broken down. Where do we have our buys on Friday? I can't remember. We had amazing buys on Friday as well. I think we had some sell. I can't remember. Yeah, I got a couple of trade breakdowns to do. I mean, it's a good place to take something off the table. This area could easily give gold a bit of a decent correction before going higher, which the way that I personally like to trade is, I'll lock in my entry here. If I get another reason to enter in again, I'll get another trade. So it depends on I can't really tell you what to do, but to me this is a pretty strong reaction level where you could have a bit of a pullback from. And remember guys, like we have been very range bound today, so we've maximized this range. There's nothing to say we can't continue to go quiet. 1 trade a week, and I'm more than happy with that. That's amazing. Nice, yeah, beautiful work. Up 2.3 thousand. That's amazing. That's what it. Yeah, where do you live? I don't know why I read it as where do you live, but I was like, am I reading this wrong? Yeah, I live in Australia. That's it. That's all you need. You know, you don't need to be, taking 10 plus trades every single day. You just need quality over quantity. 2 to 3 plus good trades a week, and man, you're doing very, very well. Very, very well. Quality over quantity here, guys. Zoom guys, give me 2 seconds. You can measure it. So from like here to here, say if you took this, 69 is 69 ticks. 1 contract, $690. So yeah, YouTube guys, we've been on for just under an hour and a half. I'm gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna head home. It's coming up to 6 p.m. I'm gonna go home, have some dinner, and pretty much lock myself out for the day, guys. My London account here, I have just ticked off now. Where are we? Sorry. Here, I have just ticked off 33. If it's gonna show, 33 $200 green days. I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe my internet's gone funny. So yeah, I've had a fantastic day here today, guys. I'm up on my accounts, and I'm gonna lock it in. It was a fantastic session with you guys. Hopefully you guys did take value from this stream. There you go. Not apparently. It's just taking its time to load. Hope you guys have got value from this stream. We'll be live again, same time again tomorrow, 7:30 until 9 a.m. London time. I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't start revenge trading if you did miss it. We have plenty of trades to come this week. I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.